Hi, this is Kathleen from oldworldfarmhouse.com, and today I want to show you how I use Zinsser Gardz Problem Surface Sealer on my wallpapered ceiling to seal it all up and prevent plaster problems that might come from trying to scrape the wallpaper off the ceiling. Let's go. This is my ceiling. I've got it half painted with the Zinsser product. It's a plain wallpaper that's just white, and when I put the Zinsser on, as you can see, it starts to look, I think it looks like vellum, like an old leather. This is what the container looks like. It's Zinsser Gardz Problem Surface Sealer, and it has several applications: damaged drywall, new drywall. My particular need is this one, wallpaper adhesive residue. So what it does is it seals in that adhesive so that then you can go over it with paint. I put it in a tray with a roller and I just roll it right on the ceiling. It's kind of like a thin, watery substance, so you don't want to load your brush up too much because it does drip. I'm gonna go up my ladder and show you at ceiling level how it works. So you can see it goes on and it looks just like water. And as long as you don't overload the roller too much, you won't have too much drippage. I've now covered the entire ceiling in the Zinsser Gardz Problem Surface Sealer, and now we're going to paint the ceiling with just regular ceiling paint, and it should work great. I'm using Pro Max 400, which is Sherwin-Williams ceiling paint, and I had them tint it with color match to cotton balls, which is a Benjamin Moore color. The closest Sherwin-Williams color to that is high reflective white, but cotton balls is like one number different in either the red, green, or blue. I can't remember which. I wanted to use cotton balls because Laurel Byrne, who's this interior design blogger I swear by, she says it's her favorite white, and it's a white that'll do what you tell it to do. And it just seemed like the best white for our house project. This is the first room I'll be using it in, but I'm planning to do all the trim in the house that's white in cotton balls eventually as we go around painting. All right, so I'm gonna just take my roller and get to work here on the ceiling. Okay, I have finished the ceiling. I ended up having to put on about 4 coats because I really should have put a primer stain blocker on first, but I kind of forgot. And this white paint didn't have as much hide as the last one I did, which was an ivory tinted ceiling paint, and it had a lot more hide, and I just had that in my memory. But anyway, 4 coats and over the Zinsser Gardz Problem Surface Sealer. And it's looking pretty good. So let me get up on the ladder and show you up close in case you're, wondering, is this product gonna work for you? Is it gonna seal up your problem and then give you the look you want? I'm happy with the look it gave me. Of course, it's entirely up to you, but let's get up on the ladder and I'll show you. So here is my ceiling up close. You can see, obviously you still see the wallpaper seams. That's something that I am willing to live with, or my husband is anyway, for the sake of not disturbing all of that old plaster underneath all of that old wallpaper. There it is over there in the corners. It's a little wet right there still, which is why it looks slightly different color. And there, I just did a few last minute touch-ups. But I'll just pan around. And you can see. All right, and then I'll get down and show you from the doorway. This is the effect from standing on the ground of the ceiling, the overall effect. There it is walking. And now I'm laying down flat on the ground. So you can imagine, you know, if this is your bedroom and here's your ceiling. I don't think that if you didn't already know that you would guess that there is some gnarly, nasty old wallpaper underneath there. Using Zinsser Gardz Problem Surface Sealer, in my opinion, is kind of like don't make the perfect the enemy of the good kind of solution. Is it the perfect solution? No. Left to my own devices, I probably would have gone and stripped the paper off that ceiling, come what may, but then I'm not the family plasterer. And the family plasterer said that that was a can of worms he just didn't want to open because if chunks of plaster fall off the ceiling, well, it's just really hard to put back. So we went ahead and did it, and I think that it is a good solution and workable for our family. So if you have some kind of problem surface, I highly recommend this product. It is a little bit like magic. And thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, would you mind giving me a thumbs up so I know that it helped you out? That would really help me out. And once again, thank you. And this is Kathleen from oldworldfarmhouse.com.